Howdy do, folks. This here is the old mountain man talking at you from the backside of this here lake in the hills of Arkansas. Well, in my previous video, toward the end of it, I mentioned an herb called butcher's broom. And it is its action, or what it does for the human body, or any creature that consumes it, is it, well, to put it kind of crudely, it is like Drano for the circulatory system or the capillaries, veins, and arteries. Now, I must stress that there are drug interactions with high blood pressure medicine. I will put all of the info about Butcher's Broom down in the video description below. Just click the the very light gray show more button, and it'll reveal all of the info in the video description. And if YouTube or Google wants to do something, they need to highlight those very light gray links for those who have a little bit, not so great eyesight. They might be saying, "Well, where is it? I don't see it." If they want to do something, let them do that. Highlight this stuff where it's more easily seen. Anyway, I'm going to indulge in some tobacco and some coffee. I just got through watching one of the Canadian preppers videos where he talks about bad habits and maintaining your health and for your family's sake. Really, the only one that depends on me is Little Bear. And I really like to take care of that dog. He's a critter. He's smart. He catches on. When he's hungry, he'll walk up to me and go, he'll just work his mouth. Like that. Like a dog would be. And he tells me, I'm hungry. And he got that from me whenever I'm handing him a treat. I'm going, like that. The dog is amazing how he communicates with me. He figures out ways to do it. If he's hungry or just wants a treat. But anyway, getting back to the stuff here. Star West Botanicals. Now, I'm not getting no kickbacks or pay or anything. I'm doing this for the sake of people's lives. Because imagine the clogging of the arteries. It takes years and years and years and years, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, 80 years to build up. And how many people have lost their lives due to a heart attack, and they had 80% blockage, 70% blockage in the arteries to the heart. That's right here. Butcher's Broom root powder, organic. It's from Croatia. And, Butcher's Broom, I heard a story once about Butcher's Broom that it was once used by meat cutters to clean their butcher blocks. They would take the green part of the herb and they would just scrub it over the butcher blocks, and it would just wipe away all of the grease, all the fat on the butcher block, and it would get it really, really clean. And that's what it does when you take it. And the dosage is 150 milligrams 3 times a day. And I kind of done the math. I use 1/8 of a teaspoon. Just, every woman out there that's that's been in the kitchen and has done this, knows how to cook, measures has a set of measuring spoons, 1/8 of a teaspoon really isn't that much. And if you get a pound of this, just think that tiny little amount out of a pound, this is going to last you longer than you need. And you'll be able to pass it on to somebody else. Just when you're done with it, after let's see, it's 3 months worth of treatment with the Butcher's Broom. You can get capsule shells from eBay, Amazon, or some other health food site. And you can get, like, hell, I just go ahead and get 500 milligram capsule shells myself. Let's see, 150 plus 150, that's 300 for 450 milligrams. And there's really no set amount there, but that's what the studies suggest. I take a lot of herbs in order to maintain my health. I'm working on quitting smoking, but as you can see, I've not done it yet. I'm spacing my cigarettes out every hour, then I'm on for a week, and then I'm gonna go an hour and a half without one, and then slowly but surely step down. There's other ways to do it, I know, but I'm gonna choose my way because it isn't costing me any more money, any more outgoing funds. You know, no patches, no nicotine. Oh God, I tried nicotine gum once. It's nasty, 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 nasty. Uh, but yeah, there's a lot of products out there. I can't afford to buy that stuff. So some people can quit cold turkey, some not. But getting back to the butcher's broom, I will leave a link to the Star West Botanical site. Let's see, 4 ounces cost you around $8, maybe 9, or just under 9, 8.49, 8.95, something like that. But the 1 pound bag like I get is $25, and then of course you're going to have shipping. But think about what it does for your body. The hair is growing back on my legs because I'm getting blood supply back to those areas where the hair has just fallen out. You ever seen anybody that wears their hat too tight? 9 out of 10 times their hair is either very thin or gone. Now, I'm not going to say this is a cure for baldness, but if it is circulation, and lack of circulation induced baldness or whatever, hair loss, get you some butcher's broom. Hell, it takes care of just dang near everything that affects the circulatory system, your veins, your arteries, your capillaries, and clogging of the arteries. That when grandma was around, she called it clogging of the arteries, hardening of the arteries. These days they call it peripheral artery disease. Now, it's not a disease; it's a disorder. The difference between a disease and a disorder, something is out of order in your body. There's I'm just gonna throw that cigarette down. The medical terminology has changed. They're now calling disorders diseases. A disease is caused by microorganisms, germs, viruses, bacteria, crap like that. Cancer is a disorder, not a dis-ease. Yeah, oh man, I might catch some hell over that one. What do you mean it's not a disease? It's a disorder. You put something like cigarette smoke in your body for 50, 60 years or so, and you end up with cancer. Well, that foreign substance that the body has become accustomed to, and then all of a sudden, bang, it chokes out the oxygen out of the lungs, causing COPD, another disorder. My old pappy passed away from COPD. It killed him deader than a doornail. They revived him, 2, 3, 4 times on the way to the hospital. But eventually, they just called the time of death, and that was it. And hell, I've been tracking down everything that's been killing my family off for the last so many generations. I've been finding herbs to prevent all that. You know, I take a liberal dose of Hoxie's formula on a regular basis in order to keep things like cancer and all that at bay. And then still smoking, but it'd be a heck of a lot better if I could just give up, you know, when, not if, when I give up the tobacco. But that butcher's broom, it's going to add years and years and years to my life, and stopping smoking is going to add even more. You know, if you don't have your health, what do you have? You know, are you going to wait until you're sitting on, you know, laying in your deathbed and you're going through all the if onlys and what ifs? If you're taking high blood pressure medicine, you may want to talk with your doctor and then say, you know, I heard about this guy talking about this herb, and I want to try to, you know, get off the prescription medication and start taking herbs. It's much cheaper than a prescription. And this is an organic organism. Your body, my body, every animal that, everything that breathes, you know, everything's flesh and blood and draws the breath of life is an organic organism, and those prescription drugs are chemicals. And I've seen the word chemical find its way into herbal medicine. There are no chemicals in plants except what is absorbed through pollution. And that's it. They are known as plant compounds. I've been studying this stuff for right on 20 years now. I started when I was 16 getting interested in wild edibles. A man named Mike LaValle. Yeah, he's French. He's a little short fella, but he was a real good counselor, uh, staff member at a place called Shadow Mountain, where this delinquent was sent whenever I got out of line a little too far. And I learned a lot of good stuff there, like assertiveness training. We had assertiveness training courses. You know, we have the right to assert ourselves in certain situations, and the way you do it and the manner you do it counts. Yeah, I try to be positive, try to be decent and kind and generous and all that good stuff. And by the way, Chuck Connors, your fire building package is sitting in there in the house, and I'll get that out. It's probably going to be the first of the month before I can get to town. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe I can find a window for travel between here and there. You know, I'm not real busy. It just depends on what everybody else is doing. And when you've never owned a vehicle or a driver's license, well, then, yeah, it kind of gets a bit difficult to go places when you're 25 miles away from quote unquote civilization. I don't see anything civilized about civilization these days. But let's not get off into a whole lot of negative stuff, but we all know what it is. We can see it all around us every day with all the crazy protests and everything. I know that this is going to help a lot of people. It's been helping me. I really don't want to be raising my pant legs up and showing you my super ivory white. My legs are about that white. That right there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no! Wish he hadn't showed me that. No, there's patches of hair growing back on what once was completely bare calves. You know. Yeah, boy, I'll tell you. The circulation starts back. I start getting more energy. My the rest of my organs, my brain, everything is getting more oxygen now. I put that hour between those cigarettes, and taking the butcher's broom over the last 2.5 months has just, it's revitalized me. And I'll be doing a video soon showing you all of the herbs that I take. And remember, with each and every herb, there's a drug interaction. I wish it wasn't that way, but herbal medicine is based, or not herbal medicine, but this modern pharmaceuticals, they're all based on herbal medicine. And the only reason the FDA cannot regulate these herbs is because the strength of each herb varies just to a minor degree, one way or another. Not enough to really make a great big difference, but that's the thing about these prescription medications. They are made to be consistently strong, equally strong, whether there's 100 pills made or 1,000 pills, but still yet they're chemicals, and they don't really belong in the human body. We're flesh and blood. We're organic organisms. When we leave this earth, when we die, our bodies rot and go back to where they came from. Go back to the ground from whence they came, as it says in the Bible. Thou shalt return to the dust from which thou camest. Yeah. And much as I'd like to live forever, I enjoy this world. I like it. I look around me. Oh boy. I looked up there at the sky. Yeah. Partly cloudy, scattered chemtrails, lines all over the sky, just expanding and blanketing out everywhere. Good Lord. I got a feeling by the time they quit that, it's going to be too late. I got to do a video on that mold too. That mold is killing the trees, the fungus and all. Well, at any rate, folks, this here's the old mountain man signing off from the backside of this here lake in the hills of Arkansas, wishing y'all all the best and better health. Make sure and read that video description, and if you take high blood pressure medicine of any kind or any drugs that may interact with it, I listed all of the drug interactions in the video description, along with that link to the Star West Botanical site. I try to help when I can, and I'm always glad to help when I can. We'll talk with y'all later. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Because, we are all we got in this old world. Those big high muckety mucks don't give a flying dog turd about none of us little people. So we got to care about one another. Talk with y'all later. Adios.